this over the weeks, but number 2 is your thoughts shape your life. And it says your thoughts are instruments for success or failure. What you think about it, what you think about most, aka dwell on, is what shows up in your life. If you want good stuff, dwell on good stuff. Cultivating prosperous thinking leads to prosperous results, which I think ties exactly what we're talking about there with things, because it's what are you talking about for yourself in your head. And the second one, I really need my glasses on, by the way, guys. I'm really struggling here without not is daydream with purpose. Your imagination is so incredibly powerful. Spend lots of time visualizing the best version of life. It's like planting seeds. And I've referenced this before, I think, with you before, Joe, on this, and well, both of you when we're on podcast, is sometimes when I have a lot going on, my brain gets really busy with all this stuff that's happening and I'm in the moment. And when it used to be like if I was going for a drive somewhere, it's an hour and stuff, especially on the weekend, where all the clutter's getting out of my head, my brain would get really creative and it would start running away with ideas with itself. And I find that's really important, is especially like in the showers when you think about stuff, but quite often if I've got something I'm working on or a project or something, just starting a thought about that and letting it run and visualizing what could happen and the positives from it and stuff like that. Again, I find really, but it's training your brain to think in this way, which we can talk a lot more on. But just because I'd seen that this week and it really resonated, and I think they fit perfectly with this. And this is someone who's a life coach now, and these are lessons they took and they implemented. And I think you're starting this exact journey now, Ryan, which I think is fantastic. This being at the point to have this conversation and actually for yourself being able to talk about it and document it. I think this is going to be like my story. This is one of those things where you're going to say in years to come, that was me, but blah 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 happened. Whatever happens over the next few months, and you'll be telling people about this. I think I've got no doubt.
Yeah, because it's going back to your quote, Ryan, isn't it? Is be careful what you talk to yourself about. You're always listening. So no matter,
I love that.
So you are in some way, right, subconsciously listening to that.
You're shaping.
So this is powerful stuff. Yeah, go on, Lee. You say.
No, that's it. I'm just jumping on what you're saying. You're shaping your world with it, because I think the quote sums up your whole thought process right now perfectly. Sorry, go on, Ryan. Go on.
I was going to say, I think if I thought about how I am at work or professionally, the voice doesn't really come out. It's only when I'm not busy or when I'm not trying to balance 4 things at once, as all of us do when we're working, that it then has room to. It sounds like I've got schizophrenia when I say that, but it then comes back out and rears its head. Is probably not the right phrase, but that's when I can hear it more, if that makes sense. Professionally, I actually think it's not that bad. It actually says if a man came to me about 18 months ago and said, look, I want you to start this new team. He may or may not be on the screen. And I think you'd be really good for it. And at the time, I remember having that conversation with him, and I was like, yeah, I could do that. But if I was out of work and you said something like that to me, I'd be like, nah, don't be silly. It's just weird how the environment and who it is that you're talking to me, affects the monologue's response to what people and how I see things. Weird. It's weird. It's really weird.
It's really interesting, actually.
You're on with these thoughts, though, which is this is it, and you're at the exploratory stage now, and it's really good, really good.
There's a really good exercise in a book called oh my god, what's the book called? It's a spiritual book, but it's a great book. Anyway, I can't remember what it's called right now. I've lost it. But what it does is just listen to the voice, just listen to what it's saying. But just don't say anything back. Just listen. And what happens is when you say, "Oh, you're just no good," it then goes off and just talks about shit. Just goes off randomly, just talks about everything. So it's almost like a mad person in there, just talking about random crap. And it's like you would not even spend 5 minutes with that person, because it's just what you're talking about. Like if you actually logically listen to that voice, it's just like you wouldn't even sit next to that person. You really move away from them. So it's really interesting when we really look at it. You would not associate with that person at all, or the thing, right? Because if they were, you just move away from it. Like you wouldn't sit next to them. You go, well, it's absolutely crazy. And I'll try and remember the book. Oh, it's Untethered Soul. I've just got it up there. I just looked up there. It's up there. It's The Untethered Soul. It's a brilliant exercise. And I thought, oh, let me try that. And not so bad now. But if you do try and really listen, it does. Yeah, hey, what's due to this? Did it, and it just goes off randomly. It's weird. But no, you're right, Ryan. I think what Lee said. I always echo what Lee said is the fact that you've volunteered is great. And just quickly, 11k likes, Frizzle and Cloud9. Thank you so much. Just going to say that.
Oh, huge thank you for
That 11k. Now 12k. Just gone to 12k apparently. I can't see it's my frozen, but it's 12k. Thank you so much.
We love it. Right, so I don't fall into bad timekeeping. I'm going to wrap us up now. But Ryan, if you're comfortable with it next week, and guys, I'm saying this so that when I forget next week what we're going to talk about, it will just laugh at me. That is the conversation, because I really want to dive in on that. And I've got some thoughts on it. Jose, I'd love to know your thoughts. Ryan as well, as you're in this. I think it'll be a great conversation for us to dive into and share some thoughts on it, and hopefully, give some inspiration to people out there who are feeling or thinking the same right now about this. Because I say this for me, this journey you're talking about is the most important one mentally I've gone through in my life. So yeah, I think
it's good to know that it's not just me. Because I think in your own head, you think that nobody else thinks like this.
And this is why I think this is great. And hopefully people out there are realising that as well. So we thank everyone out there for supporting us, listening to us. Love your feedback at Listen to on Twitter. I'm going to retweet, just when we're done this, that thread I just talked about. I'm going to retweet it on our Twitter so people can see that there. Like, subscribe, all that good stuff. I forgot my little monologue. I'm so excited about this particular conversation.
I love it.
But yeah,
Jose Noya-Inspiration Nation into your Google machine.
There we go.
I do it every week. I do it every week. You're not here, mate.
Ryan's been so into it. He's doing it so often now. He knows what
There's
it
a lot
is.
of weeks I've not been here. Right, everyone out there, we thank you. Ryan, to say fantastic subject. So I really appreciate you opening up on that. And Jose, appreciate you as well, and all the great input to the conversation, because you are our inspiration guru here, and I'm the man who tries to press the buttons and sometimes get it right, sometimes get it wrong.
Definitely
I think we survived this one, so I'm all right. All that's left, I count us down. So 3, 2, 1.
This year, get ready for a taste adventure. Dive into play.